Welcome to GoodKnit Kisses. We're all about helping you stitch your love and love your stitches. For your free Seagrass Slouchy hat pattern, click on the link in the description below. Okay, so I've worked my desired length from the beginning brim all the way till the end of these rounds here. There's my stitch marker. And now we're just going to knit like round one, except we're not going to put the thumb cast on. So we're just going to work those first 2 stitches and then bind off, okay? And then work the next 2 stitches and bind off. So instead of knitting 2 together, I'm just keeping the same consistency of keeping these rows or these columns that are tilted in the same sort of pattern here, okay? That way we're not having a different stitch form. So just continue around and it will reduce your stitches by half. All right, pause your video, I'll meet you back up. All right, so now that you have reduced the stitches by half, we're going to do it one last time, and this time we're going to knit 2 stitches together. So it'll make a little bit different shape. So we just put our working needle into the front of these 2 loops and knit that. Okay, and then you can see how it makes it a little bit elongated here. So we're just gonna go in here and work these 2 stitches together and knit that. So you're just going to knit all the way around, and then when you get to the end, you will just take your yarn needle and slip it through all the stitches. So pause your video, I'll show you how to do that and sew off the end. All right, so I am down to 12 stitches and I've just cut a long strand of yarn, got my needle, and my yarn is coming from this direction, so I'm going to go on to the next stitch and just slip it through all remaining loops. And then we're going to tie this off. Just pull that yarn on through. There we go. That's all the remaining ones on there. Okay. All right, and then you just tighten that up and bring your yarn needle all the way through. Let's move that out of the way. Into the inside and turn your hat inside out. Oh, and I've caught that piece. There we go. Okay. And then I actually like the reverse on this hat, so I want to make sure when I weave in my tails that it's not interrupting this pattern here, so I can have a truly reversible hat. So I like to come in and go around some of these loops again. I'm going to hide in some of that tail and make sure it's a nice strong connection. And then I'm going to come out one of these here. And then we just use sort of the duplicate stitch method. Basically, duplicate stitch follows a stitch pattern so that it hides the tail as you weave it. So I'm just coming up underneath these little smiles and frowns here. I'm going to come up through this smile and follow around this little frown or an umbrella, see? And then come down through this little smile here and then come down through this little frown. So I'm just following that pattern. You can see how it's just hiding really well. And you're just going to go through several of these and then finish off by splitting the yarn at one here, and then just take my scissors. So that last stitch, I'm just going to split that there, and then we're just going to trim it off. And then we have our, clean that off, reversible Seagrass Slouchy hat. Wasn't that fun? I hope you enjoyed making yours. Thanks for joining us today, where we help you stitch your love and love your stitches. See you again soon.